The Battle of Philippi. The wind over the plains of Philippi carried more than dust. It carried destiny. In the autumn of 42 B.C., two mighty forces faced each other in the heart of Macedonia. On one side were the armies of Brutus and Cassius, the last defenders of the Roman Republic. They believed they were fighting for freedom, for the very soul of Rome. On the other side stood the armies of the Second Triumvirate, led by Octavian, Mark Antony, and Lepidus. They marched not for the Senate, but for vengeance. Vengeance for Julius Caesar, the man who had been both a father and a god to many of them. The morning of the first battle was heavy with fog. Octavian, barely 19 years old, was sick and weak, but he refused to stay behind. Wrapped in a cloak, he rode to the front lines, determined that his soldiers would see their leader standing with them. Then chaos erupted. Brutus's troops struck first, tearing through Octavian's lines. The young heir's camp was overrun. Tents burned, banners fell. For a moment it seemed the boy Caesar would die before he ever truly lived. But his guards pulled him to safety just moments before the enemy stormed through. Across the field, the story was very different. Mark Antony's legions clashed with Cassius's forces, and this time the old conspirator's courage failed him. As dust and blood filled the air, Cassius looked upon the battlefield and believed all was lost. Blinded by despair, he ordered his servant to take his life. The blade fell, and one of Caesar's killers was gone. Weeks passed. Both sides gathered their strength again, tired, wounded, but unbroken. Then came the second battle. Octavian, now fully recovered, stood before his men and swore, "This time we fight not for survival, but for justice." The sound of steel meeting steel echoed across Philippi. Antony's cavalry broke through the flank, and Octavian's legions pushed forward like a roaring tide. The lines of Brutus began to collapse. Standing atop a small hill, Brutus watched his men fall one by one. The republic he had fought to save was slipping through his fingers. Knowing all was lost, he whispered to his gods and fell upon his own sword. When the dust settled, the plains of Philippi lay silent. Tens of thousands of Romans lay dead, killed not by foreign enemies, but by each other. Rome had defeated itself. And in that silence stood Octavian, pale, shaken, but victorious. He had avenged Caesar, but at a cost no man could measure. From that day he would never again be the same. This was not just the end of a battle, it was the end of the Republic, and the rise of a new power that would change history forever.